Houston, first down and 10 from the 20. Slayton in the backfield. They give it to him over the left side, and they jump on him quickly. A gain of 1 on the play. The screen to Slayton with running room, and the young man out of West Virginia gets up to the 30-yard line, and it's a 10-yard gain. On first down, incomplete. Slayton, the intended receiver for Matt Schaub. And Steve, Matt Schaub is the kind of player that if he gets hot and gets his confidence going, he can be dangerous.
Yeah, he's streaky. And you saw here in that first series, the Texans really understand the Tennessee Titans are going to bring pressure. They got a nice first down on that first series when they threw the screen pass. They let the Titans pressure them and then dumped it over the top. But on the last pass, Schaub got his as he threw.
Second down and 10 at the 30-yard line. Here's the handoff, Slayton. And Slayton crosses the 30, gets up to the 31, a 2-yard gain. Keith Bullock with the tackle. Steve Slayton, last week, 9 carries, 17 yards, a long of 7. He also lost the fumble. They really want to get him into a good rhythm to start.
Yeah, it's important for him. He had a great year last year. They came to depend on him late in the season, and he was dependable. But you got to get him going, and it comes down to the offensive line. But here, Gus, on a 3rd and 8, he's out of the mix unless they're going to throw it to him. This is a must-throw situation for the Texans.
3rd down and 8 at the 32. Andre Johnson is the motion man. And it's a movement on the left side. That's Chester Pitts, the left guard.
Full start, 69. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
And this is what we said in the open, Gus. The Texans have to get into a position where they can stay balanced. Right now, on 1st and 2nd down, they're ending up and they're not getting anything. And on 3rd and long, both times. Now, they managed to get the first down on their first 3rd down. They've converted 1. But on the 3rd and 14, you're going to start running out of plays that pick these things up. They've got to be more successful on 1st and 2nd to stay out of this situation right here.
They need to go to the 41 for first down. Now some movement by the Titans. Free play. They throw it up top for Andre Johnson.
Now you can tell, Gus, man, these two teams are wound really tight. I mean, the Titans, we talked to them, Gus, as you see the officials talking it over. We talked to the Titans on Friday, and their whole team, their coaching staff, they've got a slow burn going. That game in Pittsburgh really rubbed them the wrong way. They have a real chip on their shoulder. It really was a punch in the stomach. They played better than the world champions and felt they'd lost the game in overtime, and they want to come out here and get rid of that feeling. And you can tell they are wound really tight here in the opening minutes.
Titans telling us that they missed assignments, and that's
Full start, 55. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That's Chris Myers, the center. So Gary Kubiak's team, even further back, faced with a 3rd down and 18.
Well, I don't know how the center can false start when none of the other offensive players moved. And all 4 of the defensive players moved. I think he might have twitched the ball and tried to draw him off, because all the defensive linemen are looking at is the football. They don't listen to the quarterback. They watch the ball. If it moves, they jump, and I think Myers might have twitched it.
They need to go to the 41 for first down. Owen Daniels in motion. Here's a snap. They give it to Slayton on a draw, and he goes nowhere. Nicely done by Jason Jones, a second-year man out of Eastern Michigan. Only a gain of 2, and Houston will punt it away.
Well, if you're going to get him into 3rd and 18, Gus, it's going to be tough. That's exactly where the Tennessee defense wants them. And it all happened, not obviously because of the 2 penalties, but also on 1st and 2nd down. The Texans were bottled up very quickly.
Matt Turk from the 10. Ryan Mouton back deep at the 30. He comes up to try to make the catch, takes a Houston bounce. Welcome back. No score. Tennessee ready to take over for the first time offensively with the ball at the 27-yard line. As veteran quarterback Gary Collins leads them out of the huddle. Chris Johnson, your lone setback. They run the reverse around the corner. Nate Washington, the former Steeler, gets to the 40-yard line. Very nice gain of 13. Eugene Wilson with the tackle. And Collins has had an up and down career in the NFL. He's gone to the Super Bowl with the New York Giants. And what a turn of events for his career with this Tennessee squad. Second down and 13 from the 38. Collins throws out of the backfield, finds Johnson, who is chopped down. Zach Dials chopped him up. Johnson on the dump off, and he gets dropped inside Houston territory. A 17-yard gain. Fred Bennett with the tackle.
And Gus, when you talk about this Tennessee offense, you start with this guy Chris Johnson. He made a huge splash last year as a rookie, and you see there, last 17 opening drives, they only have one TD, but this guy, and you saw it a moment there, Kerry Collins knows where Chris Johnson is. When you get him the football, everybody in the stadium knows all he needs is a crease, and he outruns a lot of people to the edge.
First down at 10 at the 48, and Collins pumping, dumps it off, finds Ahmad Hall, and Hall knocked out of bounds. And that will be an incomplete pass.
And this is the kind of thing, Gus, when you look back at the game film, and particularly a game like the Tennessee Titans had last week, that's the kind of thing that loses it for you. They had drop passes, some penalties, some mistakes, and when you're looking at the game film, the Tennessee Titans realized they were good enough to beat the world champions on the road on opening weekend, and because of their own mistakes, they lost.
Second down and 10 from the 48. Deep drop for Collins, sets up a screen. Johnson, and he goes nowhere. Beautiful play by Brian Cushing, the rookie, and a flag has been thrown. It's a loss of 4 if it stands.
There's going to be illegal receivers down the football field. And you see there Gary Kubiak.
Eligible downfield prior to the pass. 54 offense. That penalty's declined. Third down.
And that's an easy play to decline.
Eugene Amano, the left guard, illegally down the field. So that brings up third down and 14 at the 48.
And you see immediately, the thing you notice about this Texan defense is the speed of their linebackers. With Cushing, Ryans, and Dials, these guys can really run sideline to sideline, even with the speed of the Tennessee running backs.
Lindale White is checked in. And more movement, another flag. And you're right, you're absolutely right, Steve. These two teams are so wound up.
Well, you're right. It's like a coiled spring on both sidelines. I mean, it's like a mousetrap waiting to be tripped. And this, it's hard to say who.
False start, 18, offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
It's Kenny Britt, talented rookie receiver out of Rutgers.
Got the start last week, did Britt, and played really well. Kerry Collins was really impressed. Let's face it, Gus, being in your first NFL game, regular season game, going into the defending world champions on the road in a night game, Kenny Britt played very well.
Had 4 catches for 85 yards, including a 57-yard reception. Third down, 19 at the 43. Collins in the shotgun. Hands it off. Johnson trying to bounce it outside. Down the line. Uh-oh. Watch out. See you later. Touchdown. "57 yards for the burner."
Well, Gus, we said it in the open. If these guys get a crease, they really are fast enough to hit a home run. And Chris Johnson, you could just see it. A couple of defenders had the angle on him, and he just outran it. And when he got it outside, it was over.
Extra point is good. What makes it impressive, he did it on 3rd down and 19. Welcome back as we take a look at the scoring drive. 7 plays, 73 yards. Titans eat up 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And Johnson scores on a 3rd down and 19 play, going 57 yards for his first touchdown of the season.
Yeah, it was really a well-executed play out in front of Johnson at the line, point of attack. We'll give you a chance to see how well it was blocked.
And that's his running backs coach right there. Ernest Biner, former Washington Redskin, Cleveland Brown, won a world championship with the Baltimore Ravens, one of the best men you will ever have a chance to meet.
I had a chance to play with and against Ernest Biner, and you're right, he's a true professional.
Corona sends it away. Jacoby Jones brings it out of the end zone.
Watch how well it was blocked out in front of him. You're going to see Michael Ruse right here, the big left tackle. And then, of course, Kenny Britt. Great tackle on the outside. And I'll tell you, you can have a running game. You can talk all about it. Gus, this is a great block by a young player.
Now, is that holding?
That's not holding, no. No. That's a great block.
First down and 10 at the 23. Leach and Slayton in the backfield. Slayton. And he gets up to the 26. Jovan Hay making the tackle, and it's a gain of 2 yards.
You know, it's one of the things about football, Gus, when your team starts to do something really well, everybody jumps on the bandwagon. When you're running it well, the offensive line feels better. The receivers block better down front. It's the same thing even on kick returns. If you think you've got a guy that can take it the distance on a kickoff, the guys in front of him block harder. And it's the same thing in pass protection and in throwing the football. If you do it well, you get better because everybody believes.
Second down and 7 at the 26. Empty backfield for Shaw. Short drop to the sideline. Incomplete. Andre Johnson, the intended receiver. Keith Bullock covering him. And that brings up 3rd down and 7.
You know, we spoke to the Texans yesterday, and there's no question they came into this season, particularly against the Jets on opening day, and that was kind of going to be a statement game for that franchise. They finished very strong at the end of last season, thought they could get it to carry over into this season, and thus far it has not worked.
3rd down, 7 at the 26. They need to go to the 33 for a first down. Slayton, the single setback. Schaub under pressure. Over the middle, and it's caught. First down. Owen Daniels, the tight end, on 3rd and 7, picks up 10. David Thornton with the tackle. And Daniels, nice looking run after the catch.
Yeah, I like that, guys. A great play call because what they did was move Andre Johnson around. So when you move a guy around, it's to get him open. It's to make sure the defense has a hard time finding him. So you move him around, and actually, Andre Johnson's a decoy before Owen Daniels actually catches the ball.
Last week, 4 catches, 44 yards for Owen. He had 70 receptions, 3rd most for a tight end in the NFL last year. Slayton over the left side. 3rd most by a tight end, in the AFC. Second down and 8 at the 38. Andre Johnson, quiet so far. He comes across in motion. They look for him on a slant, has the catch, and Johnson with the first down. Nick Harper trips him up. 1st and 10 at the 49. Slayton following his block. And Slayton, who had some monster games last year against Tennessee, gains 2. A couple of 100-yard games. Stephen Tulloch, the middle linebacker.
And Steve Slayton is one of the few guys around who's had any success against the Tennessee Titans. You see there, 116 yards. Nobody rushes for 100 yards against this Titan defense. He did it twice.
Slayton with 5 100-yard games last year. Led the AFC with over 1,600 total yards from scrimmage last season. Shaw, pump fake, incomplete. A lot of pressure on Schaub. Right there on him. Tony Brown, 5th-year player out of Memphis.
And I think Shaw kind of missed it. Steve Slayton, you see number 20, goes out to the right. He's there right now, and that's when Schaub has to let it go. He's got to give it to Slayton on the swing route or throw it a little quicker. It takes him too long to swing his eyes around to the right to see the pressure, and the throw was late coming out.
Third down and 8 at the 49. Slayton in the backfield. Schaub out of the shotgun. Steps into his throw and has his man Daniels, crawls forward and picks up a first down. David Thornton with the tackle. It's a 9-yard gain on third down and 8. Nick Harper also in on the play.
And this is what Matt Schaub and the Texans have got to do. Stay on the football field, move the chains, use everybody. Use Andre Johnson, use Owen Daniels, use Steve Slayton, and let Matt Schaub get the ball out of the pocket on time. That allows them to run the football all the way down the field, even if they're not being all that successful in the run game.
46 of his 70 receptions last season ended as a first down for Owen Daniels as Slayton runs it forward. Gain of 5. Second down, Schaub underneath. Andre Johnson drops the ball. And that doesn't happen very much in front of Nick Harper.
Yeah, I think that's a young season starting out for a guy who wants to play well. And Andre Johnson trying to make something happen. He catches it and he's not looking at it. He's not tucking it away before he runs. You know, he knows how big a part of this offense he is, and he also puts pressure on himself, does Andre Johnson, to make things happen.
Second drop of the game for Johnson, who had 4 catches for 35 yards last week. 11th play of the drive. Started at the Houston 23, third and 4. At the 34. Shaw over the middle. Caught, flag on the play. Beautiful catch by little David Anderson.
Oh, you said it, Gus. Great catch. Being defended there by Nick Harper. And that was a great catch. Big blitz. They read it. Schaub got the ball off, and Anderson made a sensational catch in tight coverage. That gives you hope, Gus, if you're the Texan offense. You read the blitz, picked it up, got the ball out. The receiver saw it, beat hard coverage, and made a great catch.
Walt Coleman.
There are 2 fouls on the defense. Offsides, 97 defense. Pass interference, number 20 defense. Those all penalties are declined. Result of the play, first down.
So David Anderson, take another look.
And watch as Nick Harper comes off. Great move by Anderson. Harper kind of slips, and yeah, you can see kind of grabbed him. I think Harper kind of panicked a little bit when his foot gave out. Knew the ball was coming because he knew his team was blitzing.
You know who Anderson reminds me of? You. I think he has your number on.
Except he's good looking and athletic.
He's got 89 on.
Yeah.
First down and 10 at the 27. Out of the eye, Leach and Slayton. Slayton, second man through. On the bump. Keith Bullock with the tackle, no gain from the 28-yard line. Titans up 7-0. Offset eye, Schaub, screen pass, Slayton dancing, bobbing, weaving, dipping, and he slides down inside the 20. Flag on the play on the far side.
I think Tennessee's going to be called for being in the neutral zone right before the snap. We'll have to wait. It could have been drawn off by the left tackle, but I did not see any movement other than on the defense. But let's see if Walt Coleman can sort this out. They're talking to Gary Kubiak, so you think it's going to be against Tennessee, and you can see there Kubiak's going to decline it.
Offside, 98 defense lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty's declined. Third down.
Jeff Fisher's on the sideline. He thinks the center is twitching the ball. Watch the center. Watch the ball right down here. Does he twitch the ball? No, I don't think so. You can see Jeff Fisher is calling him on it. I didn't see it on that play.
Third down and 2. Shaw looking in the end zone. Johnson. Oh my! Touchdown! What a catch! Andre Johnson, a one-handed grab, but there is a flag.
Gus, Andre Johnson dropped 2 easy
Pass
ones.
interference, 20, defense. The penalties decline, touchdown.
Touchdown, Houston.
Andre Johnson dropped 2 easy ones, and then he pulls this one in. And this is a great throw by Schaub. Tips it to himself, gets both feet down. Wow. I mean, I think he tips it to himself. All right, there he's got it. Right foot, left foot. That's a catch. Wow.
So a 19-yard touchdown. Chris Brown, extra point, good. Andre Johnson with the huge 19-yard TD reception, 14 plays. They ate up a lot of time, 6-18. They converted 4 consecutive third downs on the play. Javon Ringer bobbles the ball, picks it up, and gets to the 25. 10-yard return. Nice job by the Texans. They converted a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 4, a 3rd and 2 on that drive. Capped off by the Andre Johnson touchdown. Now it's the other Johnson, Chris Johnson. You know, we got a lot of Johnsons in this league doing a great job. Just to let you know.
Yeah, the voice of the game is the best one, though. I got to say that, my friend. But this guy
family
right
reunion.
That's right.
That Johnson and that Johnson.
Yep. Chris Johnson. 2 of them have scored a touchdown. What are you waiting on?
I don't want any part of this game. Not down there. 2nd down. And 4 at the 31. Chris Johnson now lines up at the... Nobody's covering him. Nobody's covering Chris Johnson. Wow! There he goes again. Breakaway speed. And he'll jog into the end zone. Touchdown.
Gus.
The Texans shoot themselves in the foot again.
There's 70,000 people in this stadium. All but 11 of them saw Chris Johnson standing by himself. Unbelievable. You can't do that and win games if you're the Texans. You can't do that.
That's what they talked about in our meeting yesterday. Mario Williams, most notably. We can't give up big plays. We have to concentrate.
Chris Johnson just caught what you'll think, and I think, is maybe the easiest touchdown you'll see in the history of the National Football League. Nobody within 15 yards of him at the snap. I mean, it's easy. You can't win if you're the Texans. You're not going to cover him. And I'll tell you what, Gus, here's the kicker. He came out of the huddle. He didn't sneak in off the sidelines. He just walked out of the huddle and jogged out to his spot.
Great recognition by Kerry Collins.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
To see him.
That's a veteran quarterback. Took his time, made sure of the throw, and just laid it out there. This is not hard. Don't make it harder than it is. That's it. Gus, that's the easiest touchdown in the history of the National Football League. All 85 years of it.
2 plays, 75 yards. Already 109 yards and 2 touchdowns for Johnson. Verona sends it away. Jacoby Jones will let this one go over his head and out of bounds.
And I'll tell you what, the thing that's been able to, that Texans have been able to stay in it with is their 3rd down conversions. You named it. They've been converting almost all their 3rd downs. They gave them a chance to tie this game up. But if their defense is going to give 3 touchdowns, it's going to be a long afternoon.
1st down and 10 at the 20. Shot. And a flag.
Full start, 76. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
1st down and 15 at the 15. Another flag. Javon Curse getting to Schaub, but he may be called for offside. He got a quick jump.
Yeah, he was offsides, and that's the kind of thing, Gus, that's unfortunate because a lot of things can happen on a play like that.
Offside, 90, defense, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
It was just on the edge of being unabated to the quarterback. I mean, you see, left tackle, got back there. I mean, So, you know, Wiston got back there, but do they let him have a free play? I think the officials lean towards letting him have a free play. But when that happens, and Schaub, you know, he gets his arm hurt, he tears a rotator cuff or gets injured on a bouncing ball in the pocket. You know, it's a real fine line between letting the Texans have the play or saving the quarterback.
First down and 10 of the 20. Jones in motion, Schaub finds Andre Johnson. Andre Johnson dives forward. Nice play. Last year, he led the NFL in receiving yards with over 1,500 and receptions with 115. Last player to do that, Steve Smith with Carolina in 2005.
Yeah, he's a huge part of this offense, and he's a true #1 because he's big, strong, and for lack of a better way to say it, he's nasty on the ball. I mean, he fights for it in the air, and that's what you need a #1 to be.
Since 2006, he's averaged close to 86 yards per game. Slayton fumbles. But the Texans are there. Brown picking it up. What a first quarter, though. Fireworks, 14-7, Tennessee. Welcome back. Javon Curse on the sideline having some problems with that right knee. Let's take a look at what happened.
Right. You get an idea. Watch as he comes in. He's going to take this block on by Jacoby Jones down low and jump across it and force the fumble. And then he gets fallen on. I think that's where the injury comes in the garbage in the pile. He did walk off under his own power, but he was limping.
Third down and 2 for Houston at their own 28. Chris Brown is checked into the game for the Texans. The former Titan at 4 or 5 on third down conversion. Shot incomplete. Intended for Brown. Stephen Tulloch deflected the football, and the Texans are forced to punt it away.
And that's the NFL. I mean, the Texans were so good on their last drive, converting all their third downs. Some of them were 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. They get a 3rd and 2, and if you miss it, you're off the field, and it's that simple, and you can't get into those 3rd and longs and expect that to happen. But here on a 3rd and 2, they come up short.
Matt Turk stands inside his own 15, had the fewest punts in Texans history last year, 53. Mouton fields it on the run of the 30. And Mouton runs into one of his own teammates and goes down, a 41-yard punt. A little flavor down in the Music City. First down and 10. Collins, sideline, caught. Cage, out of bounds. Dante Robinson there to push him out of bounds.
Yeah, he got away with one, Dante Robinson. I think it's a late hit. The crowd didn't like it. But watch as he comes out. Gage goes out, steps out of bounds, and yeah, that's a little bit extra. And it's right on the Titans sideline, so you know.
Robinson in a contract dispute. He's the franchise player for this Texans team. Missed all of training camp. Playing on a 1-year deal now, making about $7.5 million this season. Here's Johnson again. Bounces outside. Turns a corner. And is out of bounds at the 25. Dante Robinson managed to somehow catch him, but it's a pickup of 16 yards.
And the Texan defense is getting the idea now. When Chris Johnson cuts it back away, they just head to the sideline. Watch Dante Robinson. He just runs out ahead of him, knows he's got to hustle to get him out of bounds, or Johnson will turn the corner and get up the sideline. This Texan defense is really getting gashed by some runs that they shouldn't be.
Dale White in the game, replacing Johnson. White had 15 touchdowns last year. Tackled by Zach Dials. 5-yard gain. How about last year? Tony Gonzalez, 96 catches for Kansas City. White again. Big catch. A tackle by Fred Bennett. 7-yard gain. And now this Tennessee offensive line starting to put it on the Texans.
Yeah, and the Texans, you can feel it. I mean, this game's starting to turn. On the easy touchdown they got a moment ago, they went up by 7, and the Texans couldn't match it. And now with Tennessee coming down to go up by 2 touchdowns, that's a huge lead in an NFL game, and they're doing it with the run game. That's really disturbing for a Texan defense.
First down at the 15. Collins knocked away. Beautifully done by John Busing.
Yeah, that was really, really well defended. You'll see as he comes out, gonna try and get inside, and that was a great defensive play. And this is a late hit right after the play, gets down low, and that's part of, grabbing him low is okay. You just can't go in and hit him low. You can't lunge low at the quarterback, but that was an okay no call.
2nd down and 10 at the Houston 15. Quick strike inside. Nate Washington tackled by Fred Bennett, and he gained 7 yards on the play. Washington was signed from the Pittsburgh Steelers as an unrestricted free agent in the offseason. Had 40 catches last year for $631.
Yeah, and that reception there, Gus, is a result of the running game. The Texans had 8 guys in the box, 1 safety high and man-to-man on the outside, and Kerry Collins just dropped back, threw it out there quick. That's a tough route to defend with only 1 guy out there, nobody underneath.
3rd down and 3 at the 8-yard line. Out of the offset eye, Collins looks in the corner.
Touchdown! Nate Washington over the shoulder. Gus, Kerry Collins has been around a long time, and this is a really veteran throw. Down close. Watch, when the ball's in the air, Washington's not even looking at it. He throws it out to the sideline to a spot and just knows his guy's going to be there. And that's a great job by Nate Washington, turning the ball up, making sure that his quarterback had room to fit the ball in near the sideline, but not out of bounds.
Extra point up and good. 7 plays, 54 yards. And welcome back. 21-7. Tennessee with the lead. Kerry Collins to Nate Washington. And Tennessee will send it away once again. Moronis. Jacoby Jones from the 1. Jones almost broke it out. Trips over his teammate, gets to the 30. And to take a foreigner reference, let's take a look at the touchdown in double vision.
Yeah, well, this happens just as it happened. Kerry Collins is going to come back. He's going to let this football go just as Nate Washington turns the corner. Ball's out, and he turns around. It's in the air already. And that's why it's so tough down close, Gus, in the red zone. Everything has to be timed so perfectly. There has to be a lot of trust between a brand-new receiver on the roster and an old-time quarterback.
190 career touchdown passes for Kerry Collins. He's thrown a touchdown pass to 42 different players in his career. 1st down and 10 at the 28. Shaw all day to throw. Johnson wide open. He put it on him. Andre Johnson. Touchdown, Houston. Wow.
Well, there you go, Gus. Man, you gave us an easy one. We'll give you an easy one. A 72-yard pass play to Andre Johnson. One of the big-time players in this game goes uncovered exactly the way Chris Johnson did for the Titans. He's going to come in, and Nick Harper lets him go. He's expecting help. He thought Andre Johnson was going to come across on the crossing route, and they just get completely crossed up. Nick Harper, along with Michael Griffin, just lose him.
So Chris Brown nails the extra point. Houston. Another huge play for Andre Johnson. 21-14. As the Texans send it away. Javon Ringer from the 5. And Ringer taken down at the 25. A 20-yard return. Ryan Moats with the tackle. Another look at the touchdown.
You'll see Andre Johnson. Michael Griffin back here is going to see the backfield action right here and jump up and allow Andre Johnson to get right by him. As he comes in, you see the play fake to the lead, and he thinks it's a run, and he is caught. It's done right there. And it's really an undisciplined play because he's the free safety. he's no way he's going to help on that tackle on a run play anyway. And he got his eyes inside and just lost one of the great receivers in the game, Andre Johnson, running right by him.
First down at 10 of the 25, the handoff. The other Johnson, this time he gets knocked backwards. D'Amico Ryans says, A loss of 4. Now, talking about Andre Johnson, remember last year against Tennessee, in December, he had that 11-catch, 207-yard game. I think we called that game. 1 touchdown. He averaged 18.8 yards per reception. In 5 career games against Tennessee, he's averaging 8 catches for 100 yards, 13 yards a game.
I mean, he gets it done. You got to know where he's at all the time if you're a defense, and the Titans took their eyes off him at the wrong time.
Second down at 13 to the 22. Kerry Collins has been excellent. Over the middle, picked off. Eugene Wilson returns it to the 30 of Tennessee. A 12-yard return, and all of a sudden, the Texans have a chance to put it in the end zone again.
I'll tell you, Gus, a quick touchdown for the Texans and a bad throw by Kerry Collins, and they've got some problems in Tennessee. Watch Mario put the pressure on Collins, fighting to get there. They put him on his back, but they force him to throw the football down the middle right into the waiting arms
of Eugene Wilson,
who's back in the lineup, and they missed him. Eugene Wilson is a leader on this defense, and he's been injured now, and now he's back making a big play.
Second interception of the season for Collins. First down at the 29. Schaub looks backside. Jacoby Jones, right through his hands.
Well,
Cortland Finnegan covering.
I'm not a mind reader, Gus, but I've played wide receiver. Jacoby Jones is thinking touchdown right there. He's going to throw a move, spin inside, and go to the end zone on Cortland Finnegan. And he was scoring a touchdown before he caught that ball, and he just never caught it.
Remember Kevin Walter, their starting receiver, opposite Andre Johnson, is out with a hamstring injury. Andre Davis out with a concussion. Second down and 10 of the 29. Schaub fires. Jones again. This time he holds on. Touchdown. Matt Schaub goes right back at him. And this game is starting to turn out to be one. 29 yards. Houston with a chance to tie it up with the extra point.
You want to know why there was high expectations in Houston? Matt Schaub just threw a dart into tight coverage, and his receiver, Jacoby Jones, pulls it in. What a catch and throw. Bang! And the Texans are right in it.
Third touchdown pass by Matt Schaub in the first half, and with 10:35 to go.
And they might review this. You see, he bobbled this. They might want to think he dropped it. If I'm the Texans, I get this snap off now. Yeah, good job by Jeff Fisher. Yeah, he didn't. He might not have finished this catch. Now, this is going to be, he catches it, goes down.
Oh, that's a catch.
And it comes down after he's in the end zone. You have to finish the process of making the catch in the end zone. I don't think this is going to stand, Gus.
Welcome back. So we've got a little debate going on here in our booth about the touchdown or maybe the non-touchdown for Jacoby Jones as Jeff Fisher speaks with the official. What do you think, partner? I think this is a touchdown.
Well, out in the field, it might be. In the end zone, it is not going to be a touchdown. He has to finish the process of making this catch, and he doesn't.
If anything, I think his knee was down before he got into the end zone. Right there.
He still has to finish the catch. And I understand it sounds crazy because he's down, he rolls over, he starts to get up, and his elbow's down, he's down there in the regular field, but he has to finish. He's down there.
I think his knee is down there. Right there.
It's going to be ruled an incomplete pass because once you get down into the end zone, when you go down, you have to complete the process of making the catch.
Right. How do you define that?
He has to get up with the football, having not had it touch the ground.
Oh, here we go. Walt Coleman.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a completed catch and a touchdown. Tennessee will be charged with their first team timeout.
I'm going to call Mike Pereira because Mike Pereira is the head of officiating for the NFL. And they always talk about this process that receivers have to go through. Ground can't cause a fumble, but when you're in the end zone, you got to finish the process. And from what I've been told, that was a good challenge by Jeff Fisher.
Yep. He was thinking exactly what you were thinking.
And he's on the competition committee.
Nevertheless, extra point up, and we've got a tie game.
Cover it!
Brown sends it away. Ringer will bring it out of the end zone. And Ringer decked at the 20. Tackled by Glenn Martinez, a 20-yard return. First down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Man, was he good.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Terry Collins throwing the interception. Collins to pass off first down. Far side. Caught. That's Algie Crumpler, who's starting today at tight end for Bo Scaife, who injured his knee last week against Pittsburgh. Crumpler, formerly with the Atlanta Falcons. 14-yard pickup. Here's Algie.
He is.
9th season out of Carolina.
He was known for a long time as the pass catcher. Now he's a pretty good run blocker now.
First down and 10 at the 34. Paul and Johnson out of the eye. Johnson. And Johnson tackled by Zach Dials. Zach Dials doing a nice job today. He opened last year as the starter at strong side linebacker, but suffered a broken leg, and he missed 8 games and still finished second on the team in tackles with 66 behind D'Amico Ryan.
Yeah, you really got to like this young Texan defense. What they got to do is learn to be more disciplined. They've already given up 1 free touchdown, and they're getting gashed a little bit in the run game. But now that their offense has picked them up, now they're starting to play a little better.
Second down and 10. Johnson again, hit in the backfield and dragged down. Super Mario Williams playing the run. You know he can rush the quarterback.
Oh boy, Jake Scott got caught in a bad spot as Mario came off the right side of the offense and just out there too quick.
And he was really
Holding, 73, offense, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
That's Jake Scott.
Out from the right guard trying to pick up the end as Dave Stewart, his left tackle, goes down inside. See there, he comes back out and tries to get it. He just couldn't get there. I mean, Mario was in the backfield so fast. Scott was like, wait a minute. And he got desperate and grabbed him.
And it looks like the Houston Texans defense has made an adjustment.
Well, Frank Bush, the defensive coordinator, really, once he can get his guys lined up, I think they're playing good. And he's an aggressive play caller as a defensive coordinator.
Second down and 20, screen play. Johnson tries to get outside, but will not. Look at the speed of outside linebacker Brian Cushing as he tracked him down.
Yeah, and that's the key to it, Gus. He diagnosed the play and saw it coming. I mean, he's not going to catch Chris Johnson in a foot race, but he got a jump start on him because he recognized the play and got out there. He also got some help from Amobi Okoye, who saw it as well. Pretty good well-executed screen by the Titans, but you see there, Cushing covers some ground. The young guy out of USC who was hurt through training camp, but now they're really happy to have him on the field.
Third down and 20 at the 24. Replay. Ball knocked out. Collins.
That was intercepted. Oh, he didn't get it. Oh my gosh, this game is so fast, Gus. These two teams are wound so tight. This division game, both these teams starting 0-1, expected to be 1-0, and they are wound really tight. Plus the fact that Texas have climbed back into this, they're wound tight.
Start, 73, offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Jake Scott again, the right guard. He's a little nervous.
Well, what happened was the two defenders jumped into the neutral zone, but they got back, and then Scott did jump up before the snap. The defenders can get across if they get back and don't make contact. You see there? They can get back. You see there? Scott can't do that.
That makes it third down and 25 of the 19-yard line. Titans are 3 of 3 on third down conversions, including a 57-yard touchdown on third down and 19 by Johnson. Out of the gun, they give it to him again. Here's Johnson looking for room. This time he won't pick up the first down. D'Amico Ryans with the tackle after a gain of 11. And Tennessee will punt it away.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays, Gus, where it looks good on the stat sheet. A nice little 11 or 12-yard run, but the defense says you can have that as long as you run it. We'll tackle you before the first down. It turns out to be 4th and 13, and you got to punt it away anyway.
Jacoby Jones back deep. He almost broke one the last time he touched it on special teams. Just came up with a big touchdown. Hendrick punting from the 16. Got this one up high. Jones signals for the fair catch and has it. Dick Enberg with the call. Rob Baronis set an NFL record with 8 field goals in a game. The 8th was the difference in the Titans' 38-36 win over the Texans. Watch the NFL on CBS for more historic moments throughout the season. First down and 10 to the 27. Leach and Slayton. Daniels the motion man. Slayton nowhere to go. He'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play. Tony Brown, Kyle Vanden Bosch. First man to him. First men to him.
What a game this has been, Gus. The Texans looked to be out of it for a minute. They scored 2 quick touchdowns. One to Andre Johnson, then got the touchdown from Jacoby Jones after a turnover. And I'll tell you, turnovers are really the statistic that has an effect on the outcome of these games. You got to be able to hang on to the ball.
2nd and 11 of the 26. Here's a screen. Daniels trying to break it inside, and Thornton jumps on his ankle and brings him down. A tight end screen.
Yeah, both these clubs, Gus, are trying to front 4 and front 7 of the defenses are bringing. They're throwing screen passes. They're throwing quick passes. They're using play action to try and draw the defense away from the quarterback. Both these clubs are so good up front at getting after the quarterback. They're affecting the play call of the offense, not just the play call, but the philosophy.
Loss of 2 on the play. Check out the bottom of your screen. Johnson is in the slot. Slayton out of the backfield lines up as a wide receiver. Anderson in motion. They dump it off. Daniels on the screen, and he'll pick up the first down at the 45. What a call. I tell you what, Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator for Houston, is calling a sensational game. And it's a 21-yard game.
It's another one of those plays, Gus, where they kind of find a way to get around the pressure of the Titans, and they do it. And we said in the open, Owen Daniels, as you see there, somebody lost a mouthpiece on the hit on Daniels. You said it in the open. Owen Daniels needed to show up in this game because Andre Johnson's going to get a lot of attention, and he has.
There's Kyle Shanahan converting on a 3rd down and 13. Shaw down the seam, and it's another catch. This time, Dreesen. A 21-yard pickup. Harper with the tackle. Wow.
And you'll see here, Schaub is going to get the blitz, but Dreesen comes right inside, and that is a big-time throw as one of the Texan offensive linemen had to stay down. Right in the face of the rush. You see that 3 guys on top of him. He never sees the ball caught. You can only throw it and then hope it's where you think it's going to go.
And there's an injured player on the field. Gary Kubiak concerned.
And that's one of the things you really don't want to lose, offensive linemen.
Hopefully that's not Dwayne Brown, 76, the talented left tackle. Can't really see the number right now. Welcome back. Not a good sign. Chester Pitts, starting left guard, 8th year. One of the veterans on this team, has to be helped off the field.
Yeah, you'll see as this happens, Chris Myers is going to fall back against him. Actually, that's Mike Brazel. And you see right down in there is where it was. And that's, you know, when you watch these games, Gus, it's shocking that that doesn't happen almost every play.
Yeah.
But you know, these big guys get in there. They're tough as nails and they're strong.
Wow.
And they have a sense for it.
114 consecutive starts to Chester Pitts. First down and 10 at the 34. Texans driving again. Slayton with the seam. Slayton turns it up and drives all the way down to the Tennessee 21-yard line. So very interesting. This Tennessee team is known as a physical football team, especially on defense, and they are accustomed to hitting opponents in the mouth. But right now, after taking some shots, this Houston Texas team counterpunching and smacking them back.
That's what happens when you play inside your division, Gus. They know each other so well. You can hit them in the mouth, but it's like your big brother. You know that's all he's got.
First down and 10 at the 22. Daniels in motion. Slayton again, and Slayton wrapped up Keith Bullock. He picks up 2 yards.
You know, we talked about Frank Bush, defensive coordinator of the Texans. Well, Chuck Cecil is the defensive coordinator of the Titans, and you see there he wears that red so the players can find him on that sideline. He was a really aggressive player when he played. I'm surprised I didn't see a scab on his nose, because he was the guy that always was had his crown of his nose was always broken. But he is aggressive.
In the mouth. Exactly.
Yeah, that was him.
Second down and 8 at the 20. Leach. Slayton in the backfield. Here's Slayton. And nothing. Nice defensive play by the Titans. Brown. Tony Brown stuffing the play. No gain, which will bring up 3rd down and 8.
And you watch this play as it develops. Steve Slayton, I mean, they were all looking right at him. And I think you're going to see something happen here in a little bit with the Texan offense. I think you got to come out and run a bootleg or a misdirection. The Titans are pursuing so hard to the play action. There's nobody on the backside to contain.
3rd down and 8 at the 20. Texans 5 of 7 on conversions. Jacoby Jones at the top of your screen. Andre Johnson at the bottom. Empty backfield. Schaub fires. Slayton incomplete. Matt Schaub threw a beautiful ball that Slayton probably wishes he had back.
Yeah, Slayton just didn't have the extra gear to go into to walk this down. Schaub's used to throwing to guys like Jacoby Jones and Andre Johnson. And watch, Andre Johnson, and that's a penalty that they get away with. Cortland Finnegan, he knows. I mean, you got to do something. And that's why the ball went to Slayton and not to Andre Johnson.
Chris Brown in to attempt a field goal. 38 yards away for the lead. Clean snap, nice hold. It's up and good. And the Houston Texans with 2:13 remaining behind. The play of Matt Schaub take a 24-21 lead. This one coming right into your living room. Ringer back deep. And he brings it out of the end zone. And Ringer taken down. Once again, some nice special teams play by. First down at their own 19. Collins. Nice throw. That's Kenny Britt. Impressive rookie out of Rutgers with the catch.
And the key to this is a long developing route. He has plenty of time to get out there, run the route, break it off. Kerry Collins was absolutely unmolested in the pocket.
Takes us to the 2-minute warning. 24-21. Houston with the lead. Titans with the football at their own 32. First down. Kerry Collins near side. Caught again. Nate Washington. He doesn't get out of bounds. Clock continues to run. 1:48 and counting. A 10-yard gain.
And you see here coming out, that's why they brought Nate Washington in, a guy that can execute that route in a 2-minute drill, but he's got to get out of bounds.
First down. They swing it out. Johnson spins. And Johnson does not get out of bounds, but he gets inside Houston territory. Cushing with the stop after a gain of 8.
Yeah, with those two plays, Gus, now with a minute 20 and counting, now they don't have to hurry so much. He didn't get out of bounds. That's not that big a deal if you keep getting gains like that.
Tennessee with 2 timeouts. Far side. Good again. Makes a first man miss. This time he does get out of bounds. As D'Amico Ryans drags him down. Clock stops at 1:08. And the rookie is hurt after he picked up 9.
He kind of tried to dive out, got kind of bent backwards. Yeah, that's what it is, and that's a you can see there that hurts. And for those of you who wonder, yeah, it really does hurt, and you never know where it's going to hurt either, Gus. That's the crazy thing.
You just wonder if he hurt his back or if he kind of had a whiplash effect on his neck because he ran into Glovey to hit the ground. But he's a rookie, so he's young.
Well, he's made out of rubber bands. Rubber bands, and he'll be back in the next play. I mean, we saw him practice on Friday, and you watch him, and there's no question. And this guy is an NFL receiver. And watch what happens. Listen to this hit. You know, hear him hit the ground.
Yeah.
Gus, it's like you and me, we work in a little cubicle or something during the week. We're out of work for a week after that.
We're out of work for
this guy misses 30 seconds.
A year after
this guy misses 30 seconds, he's back in.
First down and 10 at the 39. Nice drive by the Titans. Johnson stopped by Fred Bennett. And they say he does not go out of bounds, so the clock keeps rolling.
And they got 1 timeout left due to the Titans, and that was a good call. He caught it and went backwards out of bounds. They give you forward progress.
Collins, and he's sacked. Mario Williams, his first sack of the day, as he takes down Kerry Collins.
That's big. And Jeff Fisher will take a quick timeout, and that's a Mario Williams timeout. He gets around the corner, spin, and then he almost gets the strip on Collins. But he does a nice job, and it forces Tennessee to take their final timeout. And I'll tell you, Gus, that's a sack and all that, but that is a big play with 30 seconds to go in the half, leading by 3. That's why that guy is a great defensive end.
31 and a half career sacks, 7th versus Tennessee for Mario Williams. He's had more sacks against Tennessee than any other team, 7.
And the scoreboard here in the stadium says they're out of timeouts, but in fact, by our count, they're out of timeouts.
3rd down, 16 at the 45. Flag on the play, free play. They're going to go for it all. Down the seam, incomplete, another flag. Crumpler, the intended receiver.
And these are both going to go on the Texans.
And if it's a pass interference penalty, they will be right in line for a field goal.
We have 2 fouls on the defense. Offsides, 96, the defense. That penalty is declined. Holding, 57, defense. That penalty is accepted. 5-yard penalty and automatic first down.
So it's a holding penalty.
Yeah, that one hurts.
And with 28 seconds, Tennessee will get a first down. Look at Crumpler in the slot.
Yeah, it's not 57. It's Cushing, Brian Cushing. You see there, he wrapped him up. They said 57 is actually 56. And that's a big one.
First down at 10 of the 40. Collins fires up top. Washington incomplete. Collins put a little too much on that one. Eugene Wilson covering.
Yeah, I don't mind that throw, though, Gus. He's got to make a shot, take a shot at it. With 23 seconds, they just got a first down. You know, take one shot, because really one completion, one short pass, you're going to be in field goal range to tie this game up before half, and it stops the clock if it's incomplete. So that's a good throw down the field, puts the pressure on the defense, lets them know that you really are serious about going for the touchdown on second down.
Collins 14 of 18, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception in the first half. Outside, underneath. Gage with the catch as he gets to the 25 and picks up 16 and win with the tackle.
There's two veteran moves here by Kerry Collins. They're going to have a penalty.
Offside, 98, defense, that penalty's declined. First down.
They first down, they'll get ready, and he throws the ball inside because he knows he's got the flag. The clock will stop and give him a chance to come up, so he doesn't have to throw to the sidelines to stop the clock. Really heads-up throw by Kerry Collins, and a great use of the hard count to get the penalty.
Collins heading to the Pro Bowl last year.
See, the clock stops on the penalty, and they don't wind it in the last 2 minutes, even after it's ready, even on the decline penalty. So Collins did the right thing, throwing the ball in the middle, knowing he didn't have to get out of bounds.
Kenny Britt, wide at the top of your screen. Gage in the slot at the top. Here's Collins over the middle. Johnson running to the sideline. Dives. Out of bounds. With 7 seconds to go, so here comes Rob Baronis in the field goal unit. And he would tip the field goal.
And I'll tell you what, they had it ready, but this would have been cutting it close. Johnson gets out of bounds perfectly, but if he didn't, the Titans had their field goal unit ready to rush on for a quick field goal with 7 seconds. They would have had 7 seconds to get this kickoff. They would not have done it.
Baronis from 40 yards away to tie it.
And Gary Kubiak's going to try and freeze the kicker.
Still with 2 timeouts left.
And I don't agree. I've talked to a lot of kickers, and I'm an old special teams hack. And what happened, the kickers tell you, they wish the coach would call a timeout, particularly in this situation when it's into the game and stuff, because then it lets them make sure they've got everything just right. A pro kicker, especially an experienced one like Rob Baronis, who holds the NFL record, as we just saw, for 8 field goals in a game, all he needs is a little extra time to make sure he's got everything right. He's been there before. You're not going to ice him.
They spot it at the 30. Baronis to attempt a 40-yard field goal. Nice snap, hold up, and good. (24-24). What a first half here in Nashville. Matt Schaub has been excellent. 3 touchdown passes in the first half, 224 yards on 13 of 20 passing.
And what I do here, Gus, I don't kick this deep at all. I kick this, I roll it up to one of the guys up front who's not used to running with the football. You pick a big fatty and you kick it right at it and force him to run, because he won't give up. You won't give up the long return. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. I'm not pointing any fingers.
Okay. Well, there you go. Here comes one of the fatties, and it's Delwan Robinson.
Well, it's been fantastic. 109 yards rushing from Tennessee. A lot of it on that big run by Chris Johnson. And then the passing yards for Texans. Matt Schaub has really made some sensational throws in a court. Let's look at the total yards. I mean, at the time of possession, Texans are hanging on to the football well, but I'll tell you guys, it's really going to be a great second half. And I think the guys who are working hardest are these defensive coordinators trying to figure out how to put the brakes on one of these offenses.
A reminder, this game is brought to you in high definition here on CBS. Titans with the football to start the second half. Ringer up the sideline, and it's a 24-yard return and for teams.
This is really key, the adjustments they made.
Collins throwing on first down. Couldn't get that one. all the way over to Nate Washington. Mario Williams bearing down on him.
Yeah, Collins got hit just as he released, and you can tell that's a throw that's dangerous because Collins is going to throw that. He got hit right in the back as he releases it, and this ball goes a fluttering out there, and it's up for grabs. You see there, he got his arm hit just as he was cocking it back, and that's when pickoffs happen, when the ball gets batted coming out of the pocket.
2nd down and 10. Williams with the sack in the first half. Chris Johnson running, and Johnson tackled by Cushing after a 3-yard gain. D'Amico Ryan's also in on the tackle.
Yeah, you always come out after halftime and you got a couple of running plays and a passing play that your coaching staff has seen. And a lot of things, the things that go unnoticed, Gus, are the formations that come out after halftime. The coaching staffs of the offenses have an idea about how the defense is going to play certain formations, and then they exploit it for a matchup early in the second half to see if they can get the big play.
3rd down and 6 at the 28. Here's Collins with time underneath, incomplete. What a job by Freddie Bennett. He reached around, ripped it out, and the Titans are forced to punt.
And this is exactly the way the Texans wanted to start it defensively. Remember, they didn't start it out all that well in the first half, but they've really come on. And Mario Williams continues, Gus, to be a real force on that defense. He is single-handedly carrying this thing on his back.
Hendrick inside his own 15. Gets away a beauty. Jacoby Jones backpedaling. He'll get a shot from the 12. Gets outside, down the sideline, and runs out of real estate as he crosses the 25. Nashville, Tennessee. The Houston Texans with the ball at their own 28. Matt Shaw pulls it down and wants to run. And he slides down at the 32, picks up 3 on the play. Remember, Shaw injured his ankle during the preseason against the left ankle.
Yeah, I'll give you 3 guesses which ankle it is. The one that's got all that stuff on. He's got an extra brace on the outside of it. And that was not a called quarterback draw. He got back, took one look outside, and decided he was going to get what he could get.
2nd down and 6. Owen Daniels in motion. Here's the handoff. Slayton, nothing. Slayton wrapped up as he gets to the line of scrimmage, and that is Jovan Hay, a loss of 2.
And this offensive line of the Texans, you got to remember, they lost Chester Pitts, their left guard, and Casey Studdard is in the game for him. And it's always an adjustment when you start moving those guys around down in there. You just lose a little bit of efficiency, and the guard doesn't talk as well with the center of the tackle, and sometimes it shows itself in the run game.
3rd down and 8 at the 30. They're 5 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. Daniels has been excellent. Here's Shaw underneath Andre Johnson, and he won't get there. He's short. Nice open field tackle made by Vincent Fuller, a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, and he just came up a little close. Great tackle by Fuller, and there's some hesitation on the sidelines of Houston. Now they're going to bring out Matt Turk and punt it away, and it's a smart move. You can't get caught up in the momentum game, Gus. You got to play it smart, punt this away, and let your defense play.
Ryan Mouton is back deep. Punt for Matt Turk as he stands at the 23. And he drills this one. Mouton all the way back, and he lost it. And the ball down at the 1-yard line.
There's Matt Turk, Gus, and I'll tell you, I spoke to him before the game. He came into this year in his 17th training camp. When you do things the way you're supposed to, you can play as long as you want.
Ball start, 71, offense, half the distance to the goal, still 1st down.
Turk with that 58-yard punt, and that's why Tennessee is nervous, huddling up in their own end zone.
It really is, and I'll tell you, punters, if you get a good one who can do that, they're the most underrated weapon in football. And when you can do it that way, you can play 17 years.
As you take a look from behind, as the Titans bit of running room, quarterback sneak. What does that play really do?
Well, I'll tell you guys, one thing
it gives them maybe a yard. But what does it do?
So many bad things can happen when you're inside your own 1-yard line. If you drop back to throw it and an offensive lineman gets caught holding, it's a holding in the end zone for a safety. If you get if your quarterback backs out and gets tripped up by the offensive lineman, it's a safety. You got to have at least enough room to make some handoffs back there.
2nd down and 9 at the 2. This time it's Lindale White, flag on the play.
And that right there is a good example.
Illegal use of hands to the face, 66, defense. 5-yard penalty from the end of the play, 1st down.
Delwan Robinson, and that'll give them the room they're looking for.
That's right. Well, he's up inside. You'll see
right there.
Right there. Right there. You see the head goes back, got his hand right on his jaw. You can't miss it. I mean, and he held it there. Look at it. You can't do that. That's a mental mistake.
Delwan Robinson, 2nd year out of Mississippi State. 1st down at the 9. Incomplete. Paul and Lindale White in the backfield. Lindale White trying to turn the corner. Nice pursuit by the Texans on defense. A loss of 1. And how about D'Amico Ryans? He's one of the captains and leaders of this team. A little pushing Antonio Smith.
Yeah, and this is kind of a young defense here in Texas. D'Amico Ryans, Mario Williams, these are young guys. But you know what, Gus? They've got to get mature. You saw there with the illegal hands to the face. You know, you got guys blowing coverages. You got them dropping coverages. You got them getting, penalties down inside their opponent's 10-yard line. These are the kind of things a young defense does before it gets great.
And Johnson again. Watch out! Touchdown! Oh! 91 yards! This kid is incredible.
You know, Gus, and it all starts up inside. Just a nice job. Mono right around the corner as the off guard comes around. He grabs his jersey and just pulls himself through the hole. And then, as we've said, Gus, anytime it's a foot race between you and him, you lose.
Baronis in for the extra point. Up and good. There's one thing to be fast, but there's a totally another level for Chris Johnson as he goes 91 yards for the touchdown. It's almost as if he gets to the 2nd level of the defense, it's over.
Yeah, they've got to make him stop and cut. Otherwise, he'll outrun the angle on guys, and they're not going to catch him from behind. They're just not.
Ran a 10.38 100-meter dash. Also was a 4x100-meter participant. So let's see how the Texans respond. 1st down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Chris Brown in the game for Houston. Owen Daniels, the motion man. Schaub rolling. Schaub throws on the run. Andre Johnson, did he hold on? Get both feet in bounds? No. Incomplete. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't think he got his other foot down.
Wait a minute.
They're talking it over. He might have had 1 foot off the ground when he caught it.
Incomplete pass.
Incomplete.
Yeah. And it's, Matt Schaub extends this play, and you'll watch here. We'll get a good look at it as he comes out. And this is exactly what you teach a receiver to do. Oh, wow. You got to challenge that one.
That was close.
You got to challenge that one.
Gary Kubiak thought about it.
He's not going to do it.
2nd down and 10. Schaub off his back foot. And he gets Johnson this time, who's wrestled down by Cortland Finnegan.
I think you got to challenge that last play. At this point in the game, it's a first down play. It gives your offense a little bit of confidence. You know, and I just think this catch, his foot's on the ground, he's got it. Yeah, it's a catch. It's not even, Andre's right. He caught that ball.
3rd down and 5 at the 25. Fans back in this game now, and they've seen a beauty of a game. Shaw over the middle, incomplete. He had a hand in his face. Chris Brown, the intended receiver.
Yeah, Jason Jones had his hand up in Schaub's face, and Schaub had to kind of alter his release. Watch this, 91. Jones is going to be right there. You see it, and Schaub sees his arm swacking at it, taking a swipe at it. He's got to kind of get it around his arm and throws it kind of over the top of his own head rather than out over his shoulder.
Turk will punt 58 yards. He got away another beauty. Mouton from the 25. And Mouton, 50-yard punt and a 16-yard return. Chris Johnson will come back on the field. Wait a minute, there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, now there's a couple of them on the field in 2 different areas of it, so it's going to be a question as to what they're going to sort out. One was at the line of scrimmage, one's way back down where the punt was caught during the return. So this ball, the only thing we know, Gus, is it's probably not going to be spotted at the Tennessee 41-yard line when this is all said and done. You know, it's important now, Gus, now there's a third. They just dropped a penalty flag again. Oh, he picked it up. That's a little strange. And Gary Kubiak's getting it out, getting sorted out. Obviously, this is going to go in his favor.
Gary Kubiak in his 4th season. 22-27 record as the head coach of this team. He's gone 2-6 on the road in each of the past 2 seasons. Last season, this team started 0-4 in the aftermath of Hurricane Ike.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You can see there, this is a holding call before the kick. And Gary Kubiak thinks a 5-yard holding penalty before the kick is going to give him a first down, and I think he's right. And that's really crucial for the officials. If they get a holding call on the punt rush, they have to call it before the kick. If it happens once the kick is in the air, then it gets tacked on at the end of the play. And you can see here, and now Jeff Fisher wants an explanation too. That's how far it is short of the first down. And Gary Kubiak has that to think about. And he says, well, if I'm not going to get a first down.
We have 2 fouls on the defense. We have 12 men on the field. That penalty will be declined. Holding during the kick, 56 on the defense. That 10-yard penalty will be assessed from the end of the kick. First down.
Well, there you have it, and that's what Gary Kubiak, and the 12th man is a huge mental mistake for the Titans. They got away with.
8:49 to play, 3rd quarter, and Tennessee holds on to a 31-24 lead. Welcome back to the Music City. 31-24, Tennessee with the lead and the ball. Jeff Fisher's team putting up a lot of points on the board because that young man standing next to him, Chris Johnson, has been incredible. Meanwhile, Lindale White turns the corner, chopped down by Freddie Bennett. Collins to throw, swings it out, and incomplete, intended for Lindale White.
And Kerry Collins, I'll tell you what, Lindale White should maybe buy Kerry Collins a beer because he did him a favor throwing that one in the ground. Mario Williams sniffed that play out, and Kerry Collins saw it and just threw it away. And you can hear Mario Williams kind of laughing because he had that play dialed in. He saw the screen, got all the way outside, and stopped the completion. Once again, he is playing great and having a great game.
3rd down, 7 at the 19. Collins. Johnson. And they wrap him up. Nicely done. Amobi Okoye, the youngster, 22 years old. When he signed with Houston, he was 19. That's a loss of 4.
I'll tell you what, Gus, as good as the offenses were in the first half, now the defenses have got 3 3-and-outs. 2 by the Titans, 2 series by the Texans defense, and 1 by the Titans defense. I mean, this is, you talk about halftime adjustments. Both Chuck Cecil for the Titans and Frank Bush for the Texans made some adjustments.
Jacoby Jones back deep at the 27. This one short. Takes a bounce. Jones scoops it up. Nicely done. And goes down to the 35. Tough play. They came ready for war here in Nashville. And they've seen a heck of a battle. First down at their own 35 for Houston. Chris Brown, the former Titan, stumbling forward. Wrapped up by David Thornton. Picks up a couple. And a flag has been thrown.
Those are always big penalties. I don't see any pushing and shoving.
Looks like there was some headbutting.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 44. Offense after the play is over. 15-yard penalty, second down.
Vontae Leach unable to control his emotions. And this is what hurts this Texans team.
Yeah, it really is.
Mental breakdowns, turnovers, bad penalties. For what?
You see him right there. You can't do it.
What do they say? The guy that retaliates is usually the one that gets caught.
No question, it's not a big penalty, but you can't step in on a guy and put your head on him like that, or they call it.
Second down and 23 at the 22. Chris Brown in the backfield. Shaw firing up top for Daniels. Has it, and he holds on. First down, Houston at the 45. What a throw and what a catch. 34 yards.
Well, Michael Griffin laid the wood on him at the end of it, and I'll tell you what, Owen Daniels knew it was coming, but what a pro catch. He knew it, he tucked it away and hung on. Both guys did their job. Daniels had just enough time to tuck it in his left arm away from the hit, and Griffin paid it off for the Titans. That's a great offensive play.
5 catches for Daniels, 71 yards. First down to the 45. Brown. And Brown won't go too far. Hayes again. We've called his name rather, a number of times.
Yeah, these defenses really have played. You know, you look at the scoreboard, Gus, and there's all kinds of points being scored in this game, but I'll tell you, the defenses have made as many good plays as the offenses have. But I'll tell you what, these offenses have really made these defenders pay for every single mistake they've made.
Second down and 10 of the 45. Schaub, short drop. Up top, and Andre Johnson goes up high to grab it and pull it down. Nick Harper was at the bottom. Chris Hope at the top to make the tackle on a gain of 9.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Andre Johnson, this is what I said earlier. He's big and he's nasty on the ball. He goes up, he knows it's coming, snatches it out of the air, tucks it away, and takes their best shot and gets up and walks back to the huddle.
Third down and 1 at the 36. Johnson lines up at the bottom of your screen. Jacoby Jones in motion. And Chris Brown stopped by Chris Hope. He didn't get it. So now a decision has to be made. Doesn't look like the punt team or the field goal team is coming on.
Yeah, the defenders for the Titans, they get in there. You see all the blue jerseys, the light white blue jerseys on the wrong side of the line of scrimmage for the Texans. They actually lost a half a yard on that one, and now the Texans are leaving their offense on the field, and this crowd is way into it.
Houston gambling. Fourth down and 2 at the 37.
And they'll take a timeout.
Gary Kubiak, Kyle Shanahan having a conversation.
I'll tell you, Gus, in this situation, what you do is you put your heads together. You want a play that you trust, go into a player that you trust. And I'll tell you, when you talk about the Texans, there's only a couple of players you trust. Andre Johnson and Steve Slayton, who hasn't been in the game in this series. And also, there's another guy who's in the mix today for them, Owen Daniels.
That's right. So they bring Jacoby Jones as well as David Anderson, number 89, in the game.
Chris Brown is also in the game.
Daniels has had a big day. Dreesen, 85, comes in. Brown heads out. So they'll go with two tight ends. Jacoby Jones and Anderson at the top. Johnson, Daniels at the bottom. Dreesen, the tight end, at the slot at the top. Empty backfield. They go for Dreesen, and he gets it. First down, Houston.
Well, there you go, Gus. I'll tell you, it's a quality team that can go to the secondary receiver on a play like that, right in the slot, the three-side wide receiver side, double out on the inside and a go on the outside, and it's up to Schaub to stick it in there into the tight coverage, and that's what it takes to win games, Gus. You got to make plays like that one.
First down and 10 of the 33. 3:40 to go in the third quarter. Titans up 31-24. Play action. Schaub comes up short. He was hit as he threw the ball. And he had a wide open Jacoby Jones.
Yeah, you're right, Gus. The Titans dropped coverage again in the secondary. Jacoby Jones was all by himself. And it's the pressure. And it's right there. Dave Bell gets in. Watch as he comes off. Watch his ball comes off the corner right there. And just makes the hit. And if he doesn't get there, Gus, that's a touchdown for the Texans.
Second down and 10 of the 33. Out of the offset eye. Brown back in the game. Schaub over the middle. Andre Johnson, another catch, and he's close to a first down as he's.
Oh, they gave him some good yardage on the spot, and it's going to be a first down. It's a great spot by the official for the Texans. And once again, they convert and get an opportunity to bring this game tighter.
Yard game, 9 catches, 179 yards.
And Schaub did a nice job standing in there on that one, but you know the Titans are going to bring more pressure as they get closer to the goal line.
First down at the Tennessee 22 for Houston. Quick strike. Johnson. Can he make the first man miss? No. Terrific. Nick Harper coming up, making an open field tackle.
He really did. And watch, Harper makes him move, kind of breaks down. That's exactly what he's supposed to do. And then, of course, he gets the help from Chris Hope, who comes over. And that's the mark of a good defense, Gus. It may be way out there, but they had 2 or 3 guys the Titans did pursuing really hard to come help.
No gain on the play. Second and 10. Steve Slayton back in. He's the single setback. Schaub sets up a screen. Slayton inside. And Slayton will be taken down at the 15 by Dave Ball. He gained 7 on 2nd down and 10.
I'll tell you, I gotta like that play call, though. It's a completion to Slayton, gets him the ball in some space, and it really puts a doubt. It puts a doubt, as Kyle Shanahan puts a doubt in the defenders as to how hard they can rush. The pressure's been a real factor, especially in this drive, and that helps Matt Schaub handle it when he can dump the ball off right behind him.
3rd down and 3 at the 15. Slayton in the backfield. Big play for Houston. Here's Schaub. Throwing the fade. Andre Johnson incomplete and a flag.
Yeah. And it's a good call. That was a penalty.
Pass interference. Number 20, defense. Ball will be placed in the spot of the
Yeah, he's face guard right there, and he doesn't play the ball. And that's the reason. Andre Johnson couldn't get to the football, and Nick Harper wasn't looking at it. If Harper turns around and plays the football with Andre Johnson, then that's not a penalty. But in that sequence, there's no question it was pass interference. That's a 14-yard penalty that gives him 1st and goal at the 1. That is enormous.
They bring in Chris Brown, a bigger back. He's 234 pounds. They give it to him. No, play action. Back of the end zone. Touchdown, Owen Daniels for Matt Schaub. And the Titans aren't going, the Texans aren't going anywhere.
It's a great play-action fake by Schaub. Watch. The line fires out. Everybody's coming. Schaub pulls it back and then guns it to the back of the end zone. Keith Bullock gets caught looking just for a 1/10 of a second into the backfield and can't recover as Daniels gets to the back of the end zone.
Extra point up and good. And how about this? 1:15 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and we're tied up at 31 apiece. Big smile on the face of Matt Schaub.
And Gus, that was a good, solid Texan drive for that touchdown. That was a well-run drive. They converted on a 4th down. They got the help from the penalty, no question. It was an 11-play, 65-yard drive that took 5:55 off the clock. Nick Harper was the victim of that penalty that gave the Texans 1st and goal.
A lot of jawing going on. This is a rivalry game, folks. If you look at the AFC South, it's the modern version of the black and blue division nowadays.
Oh, and you look at it, it's defenses, too. And look at here, these guys know each other.
Vanden Bosch.
They know each other really well.
And that's Eric Winston.
I'll tell you what.
That's beautiful.
Even if I had a striped shirt on, I wouldn't step between them.
His eyes. He's got something very interesting in his eyes, I believe.
I'll tell you what.
He's got red contact. If you can see him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go ask that guy for his autograph now. You might get the pen stuck in your heart.
31-31. Owen Daniels, 6 catches, 72 yards, and a touchdown. There's Vanden Bosch. And the Texans send it away. Short kick picked up at the 20-yard line. Oh! And some hitting going on. Bentley. Kevin Bentley with a suplex.
Gus. Man, I am so glad I'm retired.
These guys are laying it all on the line.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, both
today.
These teams, you said it at the outset, Gus, you go 0-2 in this league, you ain't going to make the playoffs. You got to play outstanding the rest of the way to get in. You go 0-2, 14% of the teams make it to the playoffs. That means 86% of the time you don't. This is a big game, as big as it can be in week 2 for these two teams.
First down and 10 at the 34. Collins, far side, and it is incomplete. Intended for Chris Johnson. Jeff Fisher on the left. Gary Kubiak on the right.
There you see, Gus, 160 teams at the start of the season, 0-2. Only 22 made the playoffs, 14%. Don't think those two guys don't know that stat inside and out.
Second down and 10 at the 34. Johnson lines up as a receiver at the top of your screen. Collins. Near side, Nate Washington. In front of Freddie Bennett. Washington has had a good game. Gains 9 yards there. Washington 4 catches, 36 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, and they've got Mario Williams rushing primarily off the right side of the defense on the left tackle, but they've been moving him around some as well during this game. And right now, Kerry Collins has got a little time, and now Mario Williams goes to the far side. He's going to try the right to one.
They pitch it. Johnson. Great pursuit. Mario Williams tracked him down from behind. On third down and 1, they lose a yard, won't get it. Texans get the ball back. And now that's a play.
Look at it. Mario Williams is 6'6" and weighs a bunch. And look at him cover that ground. They tried to misdirect a fake inside with a quick pitch outside, and they leave their #1 defense on the field just in case it's a fake at 4th and 1.
And a timeout.
Yeah, and that's a special teams timeout. They want to make sure they got all their P's and Q's done.
Team timeout.
Now keep in mind, Houston calls a timeout. That's their second called timeout. So they have 1 timeout as we head into the 4th quarter.
Yeah. And he's just Joe Marciano, the guy standing right there next to Kubiak with his back turned right here. This is Joe Marciano, the special teams coordinator for the Texans, and he was in Kubiak's ear. They were down a man. They only had 10 guys on. What happened was they wanted to leave their regular defense on the field, and one guy came off thinking it was the punt return unit. But at 4th and 1, you want to leave the defenders on the field in case it's a fake.
The little things have hurt this Texans franchise. Jacoby Jones lost it. Oh my goodness! Picked up. McCourty. First down, shot over the middle, and it's caught at the 30, and it's Dreesen. Let's take another look. A 6-yard gain.
You see, here's the fair catch. Now, he gets all the time in the world to catch this. Now, even if he bobbles it or whatever, he gets to catch it again. You see, McCourty's right there, and he does the right thing. I mean, McCourty's not going to let that ball drop. But if he had let it drop, he could then recover it. But because the ball is still in the air on the kick, he can't catch it.
He had the opportunity. He was supposed to have the opportunity to catch his own bobble. Second down and 4 at the 30. Shaw going deep. Johnson incomplete. And a flag. A late flag thrown off it. A wild game.
I'll tell you what, Jeff Fisher's going to say this ball's uncatchable. I think he's right. I think it would have been interference had the ball not been thrown so far over his head, but I don't think the ball was catchable.
No foul.
There's no foul on the play. The ball was already past the receiver. The pass is incomplete.
You see, you think
Finnegan and Johnson going at it.
You don't think they know each other? They played in the Pro Bowl together. They were on the same team in Hawaii.
They are still jawing with each other.
Now watch, this is the two of them, a couple of Pro Bowlers, great players. You see Johnson, he hesitates for the play fake, and then Finnegan, he jumps on him, and I'll tell you what, Finnegan gave him a little bit extra too. Then Finnegan gave him a little bit extra when he got over the top of him.
Third down and 4 at the 30. Game tied at 31. Start of the fourth quarter. Shaw sidestepping underneath, incomplete. He had pressure. Kyle Vanden Bosch along with Tulloch in the backfield, and Houston will have to send it away.
Gus, this is a scrap right here. These two teams, if they didn't like each other before this game, they hate each other's guts in the fourth quarter.
So Matt Turk comes in, he'll punt from the 15. Mouton inside the 20, and another high spiraling kick. Fielded, juggled, tries to get outside, and finally draws forward. Welcome back. We're tied at 31. Houston and Tennessee, fourth quarter. There's Vanden Bosch with those piercing red eyes. Matt Schaub has found his rhythm in this game, but right now it's Kerry Collins and the Titans. On offense, he finds out. Knocks him out of bounds after a gain of 9.
You know, they've gotten, that's the thing, and the intensity level, I think in games like this, Gus, it serves defense as well. The Texans, the Titans, they can turn it up as high as they want. But when you're an offense, you've got to stay under control. You got to think, you got to mind your P's and Q's. Defense, one guy can go crazy and make a play. Offense, it takes all 11.
Second down and 1 of the 36. Here's Lindale White. And a big play. Ground and pound for Tennessee. Gaining 9.
Yeah, Bussing ran up past the play on the running play. He came up on a safety blitz and just kind of ran past the ball carrier and gave White too much room to get up inside and get a big gain.
First down at the 45. Johnson. And cross forward. Cushing with the tackle after 2-yard gain.
Kind of right now they understand this game is 31-31, Gus, and they're kind of looking around saying, okay guys, let's not get out of control. There you can tell both teams right now, just like a good pro should, they've both taken a nice deep breath, and they're going to try and finish this game strong.
Second down and 8 at the 47. Crumpler again. Oh, nice move by Algie Crumpler. D'Amico Ryans tackled it. But that looked like a young Algie Crumpler when he caught ball. From Michael Vick in Atlanta.
And this is a nice play. You're right, Gus. Crumpler comes out, just keeps his antenna up. He sees it, and he says, I'm not just going to go out of bounds. I got to get everything I can get. Takes it back inside and gets the big play. Algie Crumpler playing a lot more because Bo Scaife injury kept him out of the line. And he's doing it all. Crumpler's having a very nice game.
Collins in trouble. Complete hit as he releases it by Zach Dials.
And the crowd wants a roughing the passer call. They're not going to get it. But that time, first time in a long time, that Frank Bush has dialed up some extra pressure. And you'll see as he comes through. And he let him go. That's right. Dials, that was a nice no call by the official. The crowd saw Kerry Collins rolling back there, and they thought he got whipped to the ground, but it really wasn't. But that's the first time they sent some extra pressure, and it paid off.
Collins, 20 of 30, 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Johnson, high-stepping, gets to the sideline and gets wrecked. No flag. No flags. Man, is it physical down there.
It really is, yeah. Jeff Fisher's not complaining. You know, this game is spilling out, Gus. It's spilling off the field, no question. I don't think the crowd doesn't like it, but I don't think that's a penalty. Cushing doesn't. Now, it looks like Cushing is going to try and whip him out, but he never gets the opportunity to.
3rd down and 4 from the 31.
And it's, yeah, Gus, I feel like we're refereeing a fight here, really, because everything is spilling out over the sidelines. These two teams are really emotionally charged right now.
And a flag.
First team timeout.
Actually a timeout.
Tennessee.
Tied at 31. Titans are driving, though. 3rd down and 4. At the Houston 31. Quick handoff, Chris Johnson, no. There, the rookie linebacker pushing another terrific play.
Oh, and that was crucial, too. They spread him out all over. Delay draw to Chris Johnson, and you can see there. Yeah, the defensive line does exactly the right thing, gets penetration and then puts the brakes on and hems in Chris Johnson so that Cushing can get in there.
So they lose 2 yards. Titans going for it on 4th down. 4th down and 6 at the 33. They need to go to the 27 for 1st down. Collins out of the shotgun. Collins off his back foot. Gage! Incomplete. Gary Collins under intense pressure. Antonio Smith forced him to throw it. Matt Shaw under center. Here's Slayton. And Slayton lowers his shoulder. Tackled by Cortland Finnegan.
You know, one of the things about that, the Titans didn't try a 50-yard field goal. One thing, it's into the wind. Plus, another thing you got to remember on that last fair catch fiasco where the Texans got the ball, Craig Hendrick was hurt and had to be helped off the field. He holds for Baronis, the kicker. I don't know that they can try a field goal if their holder can't get down on his knee to hold for the kick. That may have led to the 4th and 6th attempt going into the end zone.
Good point, partner. 2nd and 4. Here's the pitch. Slayton gets outside, and Bullock grabs him and brings him down. Wait a minute.
Big fight.
Got a big melee.
This is bad, Gus.
Flags everywhere. A lot of pushing and shoving, and you felt it coming. You felt it coming.
Yeah, it's going to get ugly. They got to get guys. And here's the problem, Gus. All those guys in there that are trying to make peace are grabbing the other kind jerseys, and that's what happens. We'll see what happens. Slayton gets in. Keith Bullock goes in, loses his hat, and Slayton gets pushed out of bounds, and then, you know, it's been spilling over all day.
Well, guys have been getting hit out of bounds.
Yep. And there you see the penalty flags come in. There was a couple of them thrown. And what happened? Here's the problem, Gus. If an official sees a guy throw a punch, if he throws it with the open hand or the closed fist, whether he connects or not, it's by rule an ejection. And you got to know down deep in that pile, there not only was one punch thrown, there's probably 2, 3 dozen. Because when you get off in that bench area and you got the wrong color jersey on, forget about a penalty. You're trying to get out of there with your life.
Wow.
I mean, you're trying to get out of there. You'll have permanent scar damage if you don't get out of there. And plus, you got your teammates who are jumping in because these guys are close-knit. They'll jump in after you. They don't leave a man behind.
But I'm very impressed with this Houston Texans team because Tennessee, quite often known as the bully on the block.
On both teams. Personal foul, 89 on the offense. We have a personal foul, 91 on the defense. Throwing a punch, and he is ejected from the game.
That's Jason Jones.
Both penalties offset.
Ejection.
And that was in the melee.
And listen to this crowd. Jones, talented second-year player out of Eastern Michigan. He's from Detroit.
I'll tell you something right there. His teammates don't have a problem with it. Now, he's got to leave the sidelines, but his teammates know. And the crowd appreciates a guy sticking up for his teammates. It may cost his team ultimately in their rotation on the defensive line. But I'll tell you what, both these teams, to this point, Gus, have not flinched.
Third down and 4 at the 39. Jacoby Jones in motion. The handoff, Slayton on third, lost it. Who's got it?
The Texans got it back almost immediately.
And the Texans will hold on.
It's going to be close. I don't think he got it, but they're looking at it like they may measure. He's going to come up a hair short. Well, I don't know. And there it is. It's out clean. And alertly, oh. Yeah, Rashad Dwayne Brown jumped on that. It bounced right up to him, and that is that much short. Yeah, I thought it was going to be short, and I'll tell you what, I don't mess around with this. Punt this thing away and get your defense back out on the field. And I'll tell you guys, here's what and if you're a special teams player, these are the crucial moments in the game, just like they are for offense and defense. And we've seen it. Here's what you tell them. First things first, make sure if you're the Tennessee Titans that when this play is over, you have the football. No matter what, even if it's on your 1-yard line, you have to end this play with the football.
Turk will punt it away from the 28. Mouton inside his own 10. Nice snap. And Turk, another beauty. All the way into the end zone. Welcome back to Nashville. Still tied at 31, 8:44 to play in the fourth. Tennessee, Houston, Titans with the ball at the 20. Johnson around the corner. Cushing there to stop him after a 4-yard gain.
Gus, it's 31-31. I don't know who's going to win this game, but man, I hope we get to call round 2. Because that's the thing you got to remember. This is a division game. Both these clubs know it's worth really a game and a half in the standings, and they got to play again. And this one is going to be remembered when they line up again.
Second down and 6 at the 24. Johnson looking, and Johnson picks up about 3.5, 4. Antonio Smith with the tackle. Craig Hendrick, their punter, has a calf injury. So Donnie Nicky, backup safety, number 23, very versatile athlete, has been warming up as the punter. Baronis may come in to punt as well.
Yeah. Nicky, an Ohio State guy. But, you know, believe me, you don't suit up a spare punter, Gus. And if they come down to a fourth and long, I mean, he's going to have to go in and kick it.
Third down and 2 at the 28. Collins rolling out, buying time, and throws it out of bounds. So let's see who's coming in to punt.
Here you go.
It's going to be Baronis. Now he is the kicker.
Yeah, and this is really, and it's funky because you got to catch the snap and kick it, and it's not as easy as it looks, particularly when you got 3 or 4 or 5 guys busting through trying to break your leg as it hits the ball.
Jacoby Jones at the 33. And a line drive. Jones will field this one. No, it takes a bounce. Wasn't pretty. but he got it down the field. First down at 10 at the 32 for Houston. Play action, Schaub. Down the field, Jones open. Here comes Jacoby. Spins and goes down inside the Tennessee 25. Nick Harper with the saving tackle, but it's a gain of 44.
The play action does it. They ran this exact play earlier in the second half, Gus. It came wide open on the near side. They ran it to the other side, and it came open exactly the same way. Kyle Shanahan calling the play up again, and Jacoby Jones this time, no pressure on Schaub, and he got it there.
He already has a touchdown. First down at the Tennessee 24. Chris Brown pulling his way forward. And Keith Bullock with the tackle. Remember, Jacoby Jones given a lot of opportunity. And his coach told us that because of the injury to Kevin Walter, who has a hamstring injury, their starting receiver, Jacoby would not only run back punts and kicks, but also get a lot of reps at wide receiver, and he's delivered. Look at the numbers.
Now look at his haircut. I like it. I like it.
Second down at 7 at the 21. Out of the eye. Leach and Brown. Leach in motion. Shaw. Down the field. Johnson in the corner. Incomplete. Little too much. Johnson was open, but he would have had to put that.
He gave it a try, and he threw it the right way. If Andre doesn't get it, nobody gets it. And he's right, it did come open. The play action has really fooled the secondary of the Titans. They've really jumped on it, and the receivers have come open on routes where they break to the sideline and then right up. They turn it, and little out and up routes have really given the Titans fits.
Third down at 7 at the 21. They need to go to the 14 for first down. Empty backfield for Matt Shaw. Over the middle. Johnson with the catch. Leans forward and picks up a first down. And that is the 500th career reception for Andre Johnson as Nick Harper stops him.
Oh,
on third and 7, they get 7.
They didn't get it.
You don't think?
Oh, I thought he got it, and they got a bad spot. And I'll tell you what, the Texans have one timeout left, Gus, and I almost would use it to challenge the spot to see if they gain the line if they don't get it on this measurement. You see here, he's got to get to about the 14-yard line, and it's just a question of where they spot it, and it's all judgment. And I think it's where, when he goes backwards, it's where his, oof. That's this game, Gus. This entire game has been played on the edge of a razor blade.
So what does Gary Kubiak do? One timeout left, as you mentioned. It looks like Houston will go for it. No challenge. Man to man. Who wants it more? Shaw. Empty backfield. He's a big guy. Anderson in motion. Quarterback sneak, leans forward and gets it. Matt Schaub, 6'5", 240. And what a game he's had. First down, Texans.
You know, it's interesting because they haven't run that play at all. I mean, a quarterback sneak, you know, every team has it. And I'll tell you what, the Titans are expecting it. And there really is a knack. You got to have a lot of trust in your quarterback. There's some big, strong quarterbacks who can't run the sneak. run the sneak. It's not just a matter of getting the snap and just leaning forward. There's a technique to it, and he carried it out perfectly there. What a huge first down.
From the 13-yard line, Chris Brown remains in the game at tailback. Leaches the up back. Here's Brown. Spinning. And he goes down at the 12. Kyle Vanden Bosch with the tackle, a 1-yard gain.
And the Titans come up. They've got 8 guys in the box. They're playing man-to-man on the outside. That goes for Andre Johnson as well. Just one guy, one-on-one. Just knowing, daring the Texans to try and throw it. 4:05 left, which changes the timing. And plus now, in the 4-minute offense, they might want to eat that clock. They don't want to give Kerry Collins any time.
2nd down and 9. Jacoby Jones in motion. Play action. Over the middle, incomplete. Job hit as he lets it go. Great pressure being applied by Chris Hope.
And they brought Jacoby Jones in on the other side, and he just doesn't step out to the outside guy. Chris Hope is unblocked. And instead of getting the outside guy, they had 4 guys blocking 3, and the 4th guy on the outside got a free shot at Matt Schaub.
3rd down and 9 of the 12. Texans are 5 of 14 on 3rd down conversions. They need to get inside the 5-yard line. About the 4. Schaub. Draw play. Hope. And he will not get there. He stumbles to the 5, an 8-yard gain. So the clock continues to run, 3:27. Here comes Chris Brown and the field goal unit. Gary Kubiak normally doesn't watch field goal attempts. He'll turn his back on them.
Not only does he turn his back, he walks the opposite direction.
And that's what he's doing right now. Brown sets up from 23 yards away. And it's good. So with 2:55 to go in the 4th, the Texans on the road take a 34-31 lead. And this is the kind of game that if the Texans win, it can transform this team. Win a huge game in Green Bay.
They played extremely well, and that's the kind of game that gave this franchise higher expectations coming into training camp this year.
Javon Ringer back deep. Starts from his own goal line. Ringer head of steam, and he is tracked down from behind. Beautifully done by Ryan Moats, the former Eagle. Some of the numbers accumulated in this game.
Look at these numbers. And I'll tell you what, the one turnover was after when Kerry Collins got hit in the face as he released it. But look at the total yards, the pass yards. You know, the rushing yards really impressive for the Titans, but that throws in a couple of huge runs by Chris Johnson. It has been an absolute fun game to watch.
1st down and 10 at the 26. Collins hands it off to Johnson. Johnson trying to break tackles and is wrestled down at the 30 by D'Amico Ryans. And that is a gain of 4.
You can tell this is getting inside the 2.5-minute mark. And the Texans are looking around, and everybody, both sidelines, are starting to look around. Okay, what's left in this game? What do we have to do to win this game? For the Texans, it's stop the Titans right here. For the Titans, it's move the football and the change and stay on the field offensively.
Collins, sideline, Crumpler, the 4-time Pro Bowler. 2 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. 3-point game, Texans with the lead. And on 3rd down and 1. Quarterback sneak by Kerry Collins, but here's the situation. To tie this game, Baronis, who has struggled early on in the season, will have to try to kick a field goal without his holder. Loose ball. Flag on the play as well. The Texans say they have it.
Well, here's the game right here at the bottom of that pile, Gus. And we'll see. Kerry Collins lost it, wasn't hit by anybody, was going to start to tuck it away and dropped it out of his own hand. And when that ball hit the ground, here we go.
And Tennessee turns it over. The Texans have it.
There it is.
Coming up with it, guess who? Jeff Scanina. Wow.
Holding, 76, offense. That penalty is declined. First down.
Wow, Jeff Scanina, who made this team on pure hustle. Another look.
I was talking to the defensive line coach before the game, Bill Kohler, and he said, Jeff Scanina is in the National Football League for 17 years because he does everything he's supposed to do. He runs hard after every play. He plays hard, practices hard. He long snaps. That's the reason the guy can play forever, and that's another reason. Being in the right place because he hustled after a play that should have been over.
Tennessee still with 2 timeouts left. 1:32 to go. Brown still running. Breaks it outside. Picks up a first down. Finnegan with the tackle, a 13-yard gain.
And I'll tell you what, coming back to Tennessee, and watch the fumble. Kerry Collins just steps up. Nobody hits him. And see there, he knocked it off his own chest, trying to tuck it away. And I'll tell you, a quarterback against a defensive lineman fighting for the ball under the pile. My money goes on the guy with the big, hairy hands.
Collins with an interception and a lost fumble in this game. The only 2 turnovers. And here's the biggest stat that you could ever hear for this Houston Texans squad. The Texans, no turnovers today. And coming into this game, 13-2 under Kubiak when winning the turnover battle. The handoff. Brown, 2 hands on the football. Gary Kubiak.
And that's it. You can see with that play, now the Texans can run the clock out. Kerry Collins and Jeff Fisher, we said at the outset, the Tennessee Titans really believed that they let one get away last week in Pittsburgh. It bothered them all week. They had a chip on their shoulder at practice. They were ready to come in, play well here today, and get that monkey off their back, that bad taste out of their mouth. And they did start out very well. But here today, the 2 turnovers really gave the opportunity for the Texans to get back into the game when Tennessee did get off to that fast start. And now the Texans came back, took the lead, and now are going to run the clock out for the win. What a huge turnaround for the Texans and a huge stumble for the Titans. And that guy, Gary Kubiak, you want to talk about a signature win going to Tennessee. To Tennessee on the road, beating a team that was 13-3 a year ago.
10-0 to start.
And 10-0 to start last season. That says a lot about the bounce back ability, because as we said, they did not look good against the Jets a week ago. I'll tell you what, they looked really good today.
The Titans will be at the Jets next week. And that'll do it. Congratulations to Gary Kubiak and the Houston Texans coming to Tennessee, winning on the road 34-31.